So in the last episode, we talked about the magnificent human brain and how extraordinary it is, beyond all comprehension. Created in a fearful and incredible way by God is our brain. So I looked in my Bible, and the word brain does not appear in the Bible at all. So then the question is, well, if the brain doesn't appear, what does? And then the word mind appears. Scripturally, there are two things of significance here. One is the mind, and the other is the heart. So there's a connection spiritually and physically between the mind and the heart. For example, Matthew says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind." And we are told, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." So let's talk about the heart. By the way, the word mind appears in the Bible, I think it's like 15 times. But the heart appears in the Bible like 32 times. So I have a heart for demonstration purposes here. This is about the same size as a human heart. This was a gifted to me by my son when he was younger, David, to represent the flowing of love from the heart. So here's some of the data about the heart. The heart itself emits something like 65 times more electrical impulses than the brain. The heart is driven by electricity. The brain is a controller, but the heart is really the operating part that holds us all together. So when I think about this in God's creation, this is really, it's kind of funny, but what we look like. There's an electrical connection between the heart and the brain. And for me, this is God's connector in an extraordinary way to Him and to the world. So what does that mean to us then? It means that we individually, as human beings, one person at a time, have this exceptional, extraordinarily power to love freely. To love freely, like God loved freely. So I went back to the Bible, and the word love appears in the Bible about 75 times. So really the Bible, if you want to look at it in a particular way, it's the greatest love story ever written. I was once talking to one of my Bible teachers, Paul Helbig, incredible man, I love him to death. And I was talking about how complex the Bible was, with all those family trees and charts and metaphors, and Paul went, no. The Bible is simple. Here's the Bible. Paradise, paradise lost, paradise restored. That's Genesis to Revelation. So paradise was lost on page 4 in Genesis. Man fell from grace. God tried to get him back, tried every way he could, story after story after story. At the end of the Old Testament, there was a 400-year gap, and then God came so that we would know Him through Christ. It's an amazing love story, the greatest love story ever written. So everywhere you look, the word love is a core of our faith. It's a core of our foundation. The great commandment, love, God says, love me above all others and love your neighbor as you love yourself. So as you know, I've talked about it some, that I tell everybody I love them now. It seems goofy, it seems weird. It certainly is unusual. But it really is based on the idea that the Spirit of Jesus is in me. And when I tell you or a stranger I love you, it doesn't matter what they know, it's what I know about who I am. And then the responses to that are extraordinary. So the brain, big deal. Look at it, study it, be aware of it. It all starts with awareness. Be aware of how God put us together. We're God's creation in an astonishing way that very few people really totally comprehend. You know, we are holy people. That's spiritual. But it's our flesh. That's what we have to work with. There's so much more to the body than people really understand.